Clear morning. Knock on your door. Man in a yellow vest. Clipboard. Official seal. Says the hospital needs generator fuel. Points at the seal. Says they have authority. You look back. 6 people. One glances at the shed. The man notices, writes something down. That glance just cost you everything. This isn't robbery. This is paperwork. Executive Order 13,603. Signed. Legal. Enforceable. Texas, February 2021. 11 days without power. By day 4, resource teams knocked doors in Harris County. The Hendersons in Conroe lost everything because a neighbor mentioned they had backup power. 5 assets they'll seize first, and the group protocols that keep them invisible. Your problem isn't the man with the clipboard. Your problem is who in your circle cracks before you're ready. A man survives, a circle holds, but a circle with loose lips is just a crowd with supplies. Here's what gets taken first, and here's what your group needs to decide before the knock. Asset number 1, fuel. Your 500-gallon tank makes you a warehouse, not a survivor. Defense Production Act, Executive Order 13,603. Energy resources get requisitioned for critical infrastructure. Your generator keeps your family warm. The regional hospital keeps 200 people alive. You lose that math every time. Finding you is easy. Property records flag backup power installations. County assessors noted generator on your inspection report from 2019. That propane tank on your roof is visible on Google Earth right now. Check tonight. I'll wait. Thermal drones changed the game. DJI Mavic 3T with FLIR sensor. $5,000 retail. Reads heat signatures from 400 feet. Standard sheriff equipment in 38 states now. 1 flight over your neighborhood after dark. Every warm house with the grid down gets flagged. Every prepared household cataloged. You didn't hide anything. You advertised. The Hendersons thought they were smart. Underground tank. Invisible from the street. But when the resource team drove by, their house was the only one with lights on. Lights mean power. Power means fuel. Fuel means inventory. The fix is decentralization. Not one big tank. 6 55-gallon drums, tractor supply, $89 each. Spread across your property. Behind the shed. Corner of the garage, under the deck. Different locations, different people know different spots. Label them pool chemicals or rainwater non-potable. Here's the key. Make the label true. HTH, Super Shock, Home Depot, $5 per pound, treats 10,000 gallons of drinking water. Keep 1 pound in each drum, sealed in a Ziploc on top. Now it's actually pool chemicals. With fuel underneath. Not a lie, a technicality. Compartmentalized knowledge. 3 people know 1 location each. 1 person knows all 3. That's you, or someone you trust with everything. Nobody else needs to know everything. Nobody else should. Decoy play. Empty jerry cans by the garage door. Scepter 5-gallon military style. Walmart, $19. Buy 3. Leave them visible. Obviously empty if you lift them. When they ask about fuel, point at the empties. Shrug. Say you burned through them during the February outage and haven't been able to get more. They mark you depleted. Move on. But here's the test. Your group watches you lie with a straight face. Can they stay silent? Most can't. Most groups fail right here. Someone wants to help. Someone wants to correct the record. Someone feels guilty letting the hospital go without. Someone says, actually, we have more in the... And now you're explaining yourself while he's already radioing for a second unit. Run the scenario before it's real. Tonight, have someone play the official. Clipboard, yellow vest. They knock. They ask about fuel. Watch your group's faces. Watch who glances at locations they're supposed to forget exist. Marcus and my group looked at the barn every single time during our first 3 rehearsals. Every time. He didn't know he was doing it. We moved the cache. Marcus doesn't know where the new one is. Not because he's untrustworthy, because his face is. Decentralized storage, compartmentalize knowledge, rehearse the lie. Fuel is the first test. Pass it, you can pass the harder ones. Next asset, different problem, same pattern. Asset number 2, communications. You have a radio sitting in a drawer. Baofeng UV5R, probably. Amazon, $25. Still in the packaging. Never programmed it. Don't really know how it works. Feel better having it. Here's what you don't know. Radio frequency triangulation has existed since 1943. 3 stations measure signal delay, calculate your position. Military systems do it in under 60 seconds. 1 transmission, 1 button press. Your address. Think that's just military capability? RTL SDR dongle. Amazon, $35. Software-defined radio. Any hobbyist with a laptop in an afternoon can direction find your signal. There are YouTube tutorials. It's not hard. It's not secret. It's $35 and spare time. When the grid dies, everything changes. Ambient noise drops from 65 decibels to 30. Complete silence. No HVAC humming. No traffic. No refrigerators buzzing. Just silence. Your radio transmission becomes the loudest sound for miles. Direction finders drive slowly with windows down. They listen. They follow. They find you. Communications Act of 1934. President can suspend or seize private communications equipment during national emergency. Your unregistered radio becomes evidence. Your attempt to check on your sister 3 miles away becomes a federal violation. In Argentina during the 2001 collapse, ham operators who transmitted were visited within 48 hours. Not arrested, just visited. Names taken. Equipment noted. The message was clear. We know where you are. Solution: receive only. Listen, never transmit. But can your group hold that discipline? Day 4 of blackout. Sarah's mother lives 12 miles away. Sarah hasn't heard anything since the grid went down. She's been crying for 2 hours. She picks up the radio. Just one quick check, just to hear her voice. Who stops her, physically if necessary? 1 transmission. 60 seconds later, they have a bearing. 1 more. Mom, are you there? And they have a position. The van arrives because someone needed comfort. The person who enforces radio discipline will be hated in that moment. Sarah will cry. Others might side with her. The pressure to bend will be immense. That person needs authority. Clear authority. Given by the group in advance. Written down. Assign communication authority. 1 person. Index card. Laminated. $1 at Office Depot. Write it out. During grid down, Marcus controls radio. Transmit only for life-threatening emergency. Confirmed by 2 people. No exceptions. His decision is final. Tape 1 to the radio. Give everyone a copy. Make it official before emotions run high. Hide the antenna. Dipoles in the attic work. MFJ wire antenna along the roofline, disguised as a clothesline. Loses 20 to 30% performance. Gains complete invisibility. Rooftop antenna is a flag that says, I have power. I have equipment. Come take it. Faraday bags for phones. Mission Darkness. Amazon, $40. Not just for EMP. A dead phone in a bag is silent. A live phone in your pocket pings towers, whether you touch it or not. Airplane mode? The phone lies to you. The tower doesn't lie to them. Airplane mode still allows passive pinging in many devices. The only safe phone is a phone that can't reach any signal. Every phone, every tablet, every smartwatch, every fitness tracker. If it can reach a tower or satellite, it goes in the bag. Who checks compliance? Who makes sure everyone's device is actually in the bag? That's a role someone has to fill. Uncomfortable daily conversations. Sarah, I need to see your phone go in the bag. Now. Not airplane mode. In the bag. Receive only. Hide the antenna. Enforce discipline with clear authority. The circle that broadcasts its position is just a target with spare parts. Third asset. This one's personal. Asset number 3. Food. Everyone talks about gray man strategy. Blend in, look average, don't stand out. Here's the problem. You can't gray man your way out of smelling like beef stew when everyone else has lost 15 pounds. After 2 weeks of shortage, your neighbors start noticing things. They remember you carrying 6 bags of rice into your house last month. They see your kids still have energy when their kids are listless. They notice you're not standing in the distribution line with everyone else. You think you're invisible. They're watching. Cyprus, March 2013. Banks closed overnight. 40% of savings over 100,000 euros, seized legally, not stolen, seized, with paperwork. Within a week, neighbor reported neighbor for hoarding. Not because people became evil, because desperation changes the math of cooperation. Yesterday's privacy becomes today's suspicion. The mechanism is soft. It doesn't look like betrayal. Maria mentions to Elena that the Kowalskis seem to have plenty. Just conversation. Elena mentions it at the community check-in. Just concern. The check-in coordinator mentions it to the distribution officer. Just doing their job. The officer requests a welfare visit to ensure resources are being shared fairly. Just policy. They find 60 pounds of rice, 100 cans of vegetables. Under emergency hoarding laws passed during every major crisis since World War I, that's not preparation. That's antisocial behavior. That's confiscation with a receipt and a thank you for your cooperation. Build the decorative pantry. What they see when they look. What they photograph for the report. What goes in the official record. A few boxes of pasta. Some sad cans of peas. Half-empty shelves that say, "We're struggling too." This is your visible inventory. This is what the inspector sees. This is what gets you marked as compliant and passed over. Behind the drywall, different story. Mylar bags, Amazon, $18 for 50 pack. Oxygen absorbers, Amazon, $12 for 100. Rice sealed in Mylar with oxygen absorbers lasts 25 to 30 years. No smell, no visible bulk. Flat, stackable, hideable. 5-gallon buckets, Home Depot, $5 each. Gamma seal lids for easy access, same store, $8. Stack them in closets, slide them under beds, tuck them behind the water heater. Label them 2019 taxes, keep 7 years. Nobody opens boxes marked tax documents. Nobody. It's the most boring label in the English language. Your neighbor isn't going to rifle through your tax records looking for rice. He's going to look at your pantry, see the sad can of peas, and tell the distribution officer you're struggling, just like everyone else. Visible poverty, private sufficiency, that's the protocol. But here's the group question. Who knows about the real supply? This is where most groups fail. They think trust means everyone knows everything. It doesn't. Trust means knowing who should know what. Inner circle, 3 people maximum. They know everything. They access the caches. They manage inventory. Outer circle, everyone else in your group. They believe the cover story. When the welfare check comes, they say, "We're stretching what we had. It's hard. We're managing." They're not lying. They believe it. Jennifer in the outer circle can't accidentally reveal what she doesn't know. Her face shows genuine struggle because for her, it is genuine. She passes the inspection without acting because she's not acting. She believes what she's saying. One person manages information flow between circles. That's you, or someone you trust absolutely. It's an uncomfortable leadership role. It means choosing who gets full trust and who gets protected ignorance. It means lying to people you care about for their own protection. Sounds manipulative. It is manipulative. It's also survival. Visible poverty, private sufficiency, compartmentalized knowledge. The circle that can't coordinate its story is just individuals with conflicting answers waiting to get caught. Fourth asset, historical precedent. Asset number 4, precious metals. You've seen the videos. Buy gold, stack silver. When the dollar collapses, you'll be wealthy. You'll be the one trading gold coins for land and supplies while everyone else scrambles. Here's the history they skip. Executive Order 6102, April 5, 1933. President Roosevelt. All citizens required to surrender gold coins, bullion, and gold certificates to the Federal Reserve within 25 days. Not optional, not voluntary, required. Penalty for non-compliance, $10,000 fine. That's $230,000 in today's dollars, plus up to 10 years in federal prison. FBI agents went door to door. They found safes. They found buried caches. They found floorboard hiding spots. They found people who thought they were clever. Frederick Barber Campbell of New York owned over 5,000 ounces of gold. He refused to comply, said it was unconstitutional. He was right. He was also prosecuted, made an example. His name was in the newspapers. That was 90 years ago. Now they have metal detectors that reach 3 feet underground for $300 on Amazon. Ground-penetrating radar you can rent from Home Depot. And financial records of every online purchase you've made since 2008. You bought 2 ounces of gold from that website last March? They have your name, your address, your order history, your payment method. They don't need to search your whole property. They just knock on your door and ask politely where you put the 2 ounces you ordered. They already know you have it. But here's the thing. The real mechanism isn't even seizure. It's simpler than that. They suspend convertibility. Gold becomes illegal to trade. You can own it, maybe, but you can't exchange it for anything. Your 10 ounces sit in a box and stay there. Possession without the ability to trade is just weight. Pretty weight. Heavy weight. Useless weight. What works? Junk silver. Pre-1965 quarters, dimes, half-dollars. Walking Liberty half-dollars. Mercury dimes. Washington quarters with the old eagle design. 90% silver content by weight. Current price, roughly $7 to $8 per quarter face value. Fluctuates with silver spot price. Buy from a local coin dealer. Cash. No receipt. No record. No database entry. You walked in, you paid, you walked out. Nobody knows but you and a dealer who sees 100 customers a week. Why junk silver? Executive Order 6102 explicitly exempted rare and unusual coins, numismatic pieces, collectibles. Junk silver lives in that legal gray area. Is it currency? Yes, it's still legal tender, worth 25 cents officially. Is it collectible? Sure, people collect them. Is it bullion? Contains silver, so maybe. The category is unclear, and unclear means unenforceable. Unclear means plausible deniability. Unclear means, I collect old coins, officer. Small denominations for small trades. 1 pre-1965 quarter for a few cans of food. 1 dime for some rice. You're not trying to make change from a 1-ounce gold bar worth $2,000. Sorry, I don't have change for that. is a very bad sentence to hear when you're hungry and your kid needs food tonight. Junk silver. Recognizable. Everyone knows what a quarter looks like. Divisible. You can trade as little or as much as you need. Deniable. It's just old coins, boring enough that nobody looks twice. Storage. Ammo cans. Harbor Freight. $16. Waterproof. Durable. Buryable. One person knows the location. Period. Who in your circle knows about your silver? Inner circle only. Maybe not even all of them. Because here's what happens under pressure. Someone in your group needs something desperately. Medicine for their kid. A favor from a neighbor with skills you need. They know you have trade value. They want to help. They mention it. My friend might have something to trade. Silver, maybe. That sentence just painted a target on your back. Not from government. From everyone within earshot who now knows you have value worth taking. Junk silver, no records, deep compartmentalization. When it comes to trade goods, the circle gets very, very small. Last asset, the one they don't talk about. Asset number 5. You. Executive Order 13,603, Section 502. Secretary of Labor, in coordination with the Secretary of Defense and Secretary of Homeland Security, may require acceptance of employment. Plain language, if you have skills the government needs, your labor can be requisitioned. You work where they tell you, for as long as they tell you. Nurse, you're at the field hospital now, not your family's bedside. Their bedside. 200 patients who need care versus the 4 people in your house. The math is simple. You lose. Mechanic? Convoy vehicles need maintenance. Report to the motor pool at 0600. Welder? Infrastructure 3 counties away needs rebuilding. Pack a bag. Electrician? Water treatment plants don't staff themselves. You're essential personnel now. They know what skills you have. Professional licenses are registered with the state. Your EMT certification from 2019. Your electrician's license you renewed last March. Your nursing credential on file with the board. All of it sitting in databases that cross-reference with addresses in seconds. You registered your skills to prove competence, to get jobs, to earn trust. Now those skills make you a resource, and in a declared emergency, resources get requisitioned. But I'm needed at home. My family depends on me. Everyone will say that. Your family's need doesn't override community need and emergency resource allocation. One nurse serves 200 people at the field hospital or 4 people at home. The math doesn't care about your feelings. You lose that argument every single time. Strategic incompetence on paper. Where legal, where it doesn't compromise your actual income. Don't renew professional licenses you don't actively need for work. Let that old EMT certification lapse if you're not using it professionally. Don't broadcast credentials on social media. Don't wear the Certified Combat Medic patch on your bag at the grocery store. Remove the bumper stickers. Proud nurse, essential worker, tells them exactly who to put on the list. Peel it off tonight. Takes 30 seconds. LinkedIn profile, set to private. Or make it vague. Consulting means nothing. Independent contractor means nothing. Emergency medicine specialist, level 1 trauma center, means you're on the requisition list before the first week is over. Your Instagram grid full of "another day saving lives" posts? That's a requisition form you filled out yourself. Delete it or private it. Tonight. Be gray in the database. Useful inside your circle. Anonymous outside it. Here's the group question. The hard one. They come for your nurse. She's the only one in your group who can manage the diabetic's insulin dosing. The only one who knows wound care beyond Band-Aids. Without her, your group's medical capacity drops to 0. They have legal authority. They have paperwork. They're not asking. Does she go? Does your group argue? Does someone else step forward and claim medical skills to draw attention away from her? Do you have a decoy? Someone who can demonstrate basic competence, get marked as requisitioned, and protect the real asset? These decisions happen now, not at the door. At the door, there's no time to think. There's only reaction. And reaction should come from 100 rehearsed scenarios, not from panic and improvisation. Who is the decoy for which skill? Write it down. Rehearse it. Know who steps forward when they come for the mechanic. Know who stays silent and invisible. A man survives. A circle holds. But when the circle loses its key people, the circle breaks. Now, the protocol that ties everything together. Everything so far is tactical. What to hide. Where to hide it. What not to say. Who knows what. Tactics without coordination is just chaos with good intentions. Individual hiding spots don't matter if your group falls apart under the first question. What makes you visible? Patterns, anomalies, deviations from the norm. Your rooftop antenna when nobody else has one. Your garbage cans full of food packaging when everyone else's are empty. Your lights on at night when the whole block is dark. Your chimney smoke when everyone else is cold and dark. Your kids running around with energy when every other kid is listless. Each signal alone means little, but the sum of signals paints a picture. That picture says, this household has resources worth taking. The protocol reverses it. Your visible profile matches your struggling neighbors. Your actual capacity stays invisible underneath. Show up to public distribution events, even when you don't need supplies. Take the handout. Complain about shortages, visibly, authentically. Your public persona is struggling just like everyone else. Your private reality is self-sufficient. The gap between how you appear and what you actually have, that gap is your margin of safety. But this only works as a group. One person showing up well-fed breaks the illusion. One person mentioning our supplies breaks the illusion. One person forgetting the rehearsed story breaks the illusion. One glance at the wrong shed breaks the illusion. The protocol requires coordination, roles, scripts, monthly rehearsal. Tonight, one person plays the official. Buy a clipboard, Office Depot, $3. Yellow safety vest, Amazon, $9 for a 2-pack. Real props change behavior. They knock. They say they're conducting a welfare check and resource survey for county emergency management. Watch what happens. Who answers the door? Is it the designated person or whoever's closest? Who speaks when they shouldn't? Who looks at a location they're supposed to forget exists? The official asks, how are you managing for food? Watch the answers. Are they consistent? Does anyone contradict? Does anyone offer more detail than was asked? The official asks, do you have any backup power sources? Watch for hesitation. Watch for glances toward the garage. The official asks, have you noticed any unusual activity in the neighborhood? That's the trap question. Answer too quickly no, and you look like you're hiding something. Offer information, and you've established yourself as cooperative. They'll come back expecting more. Record the rehearsal on a phone if possible. Watch playback together afterward. You'll see micro-expressions you missed live. The half-step toward a hidden location. The nervous laugh. The eye contact that lingers a beat too long. Debrief for 20 minutes minimum. What worked? What broke? Who needs more practice? Who should know less going forward? Run it monthly. Vary the scenario. Track who cracks under pressure. Those people get less information next time. Not punishment, protection. For them and for everyone else. When the real knock comes, you won't have time to think. You'll react. Make sure reaction comes from 100 rehearsals, not from panic. Layered security. First layer, sacrificial. What you're willing to lose. Second layer, invisible. What you're protecting. Third layer, recovery. What gets you back after they leave? Most people plan only the first layer. That's not a plan. That's a prayer. 3 things to do this week. 1. Buy 6 55-gallon drums. Tractor Supply, $89 each. Total, $534. Spread them across your property. Label them boring. Add 1 pound of pool shock to each. HTH, Home Depot, $5, so the label's technically true. Decentralize fuel this week, not next month. 2. Write your comms SOP. 1 index card. Laminate it. During grid down, name, controls radio. Receive only, phones in Faraday bags, compliance check every 6 hours. Tape 1 copy to the radio, give everyone a copy. 3. Run the first door rehearsal. Clipboard, yellow vest. 1 person plays the official. Everyone responds. Watch who breaks. Debrief. Schedule the next one for 30 days out. Put it in your calendar now. The government isn't the villain. They're holding a sinking ship together. The problem, you're a bucket, and they're bailing. What you own matters less than who knows you own it. What you can do matters less than whether you appear in a database. What your group has matters less than whether your group can keep its story straight. Concealment is passive, eventually discovered. Blending is active, continuously managed. The difference between a group that gets raided and a group that gets passed over isn't hiding spots. It's coordination, rehearsals, discipline. 8 people looking a man with a clipboard in the eye and telling the same lie with the same tone. A man survives. A circle holds. But circles don't build themselves. Someone assigns the roles. Someone writes the scripts. Someone runs the rehearsals. Someone makes the calls nobody wants to make. That someone is you. Or it's no one. Next video, 5 days. What happens when someone in your circle breaks? Not if, when. Because pressure reveals everything. What protocols do you have for when trust fails? Subscribe. We're just getting started.